Hey there, fierce leaders, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. There is one key difference between the leaders who thrive, who make that bold and impactful impression and have that presence that where people listen, or where people recognize their value, who get the funding for their companies, etc., who give a presentation and everyone is leaning in. And those who feel often unmotivated, who feel uninspired a lot, who really don't know what their path is or where they're headed, and honestly are just living in mediocrity, and that is confidence. And I'm not talking that superficial confidence where you feel kind of confident one moment and then lose it the next, or you start talking to someone and you lose it, or it's kind of only in one area of your life. I am talking that magnetic, embodied confidence where you have a presence in your relationships, in your career, in all areas of your life. And the key I'm going to share with you today is knowing how to unleash your unique leadership superpowers. So in this video, I'm going to dish out the recipe for knowing your leadership superpowers. So if you are ready to be that leader who has that exuding confidence and stands out, then keep on watching. All right, I'm going to dive right in. And the first ingredient of the leadership superpower recipe is your legacy. And what I mean by this is what you want to be remembered for. This is your long-lasting impression of your life. It's your guiding compass of your life. And if you actually want to kind of have a deeper understanding of what I mean by the whole leadership legacy, then I highly recommend checking out this video right here where I dive deeply into why knowing your leadership legacy matters. So check it out. The second ingredient is your values. And these are your non-negotiable ideals. And you want to have at maximum 5 of them. And why I challenge you to have only 5 is because these aren't just preferences. These aren't just nice to haves. These are your non-negotiable, like in your relationships. If these are not satisfied, then it's a hell no. In your career, it's a hell no. These are your key. This is your foundation for everything. So for example, a few of mine are integrity. I am really, it is a non-negotiable to have integrity in all of my relationships and every part of my life. Another one for me is loving kindness. So I hope this is a good example for you to see, but really mapping out your values is such an essential part of really understanding yourself and also what you look for in your relationships, in your opportunities, and also in your environment. What do you want in a home environment and things like that. The third ingredient is your talents. And this one can be very difficult for many to map out because it's often something you really overlook. It's something that you're just naturally good at. So notice what people recognize you for often, or what you were recognized for being really good at a young age. You know, for myself, for example, communicating and creating really good relationships or making friends has always actually been something that I have been naturally good at. It's something I overlooked for a really long time. I just assumed this was something that everyone really enjoyed. I didn't think that, you know, creating relationships and connecting with people was such a talent of mine. But as I've grown as a leader, I've really seen that if I really harness this, it can really make not just an impact in my life, but it has such a powerful ripple effect. So that's my question to you. What are you naturally really good at? And really, if you have to, ask some friends. The fourth ingredient is skills. And this is the tangible. This is what can you do? And so this is an area where you really want to look at kind of what are things that you're just, you know how to do. So that can be, maybe it's public speaking. You're really, you have a lot of public speaking skill. Maybe that's in Excel. You're really nifty when it comes to Excel. It could be, in coding as an engineer. It can be in design. You could be a really talented designer or have really good drawing skills. So it's just really pointing out and taking time to really map out what are the specific tangible skills that you can bring to the table. The fifth ingredient is passions. And so this is so fun to map out. It's what are you curious about? If you're given a day to yourself, what do you naturally find yourself, researching or enjoying with your time, or always looking up, or, a fun thing that you just often find that you're always kind of inquisitive or thinking about. So for me, for example, one of my passions is health and wellness. I love like always biohacking. I'm really into how, like, I love going to the grocery store and looking at products on the shelf when I have time. Like, I literally love seeing what different superfoods are on the shelves. I'm just very interested in the microbiome and gut health and really optimizing my energy levels. This is a huge passion of mine. So it's really looking into yourself and going, what do I lose myself doing? Where do I lose track of time because I'm just so absorbed in something? And maybe you haven't been thinking about your passions for a while. So maybe take a moment to think back again to when you were 10 as a kid. What were your passions then that maybe you've been so in the grind you've kind of lost track of them or connection to them? So this is an opportunity to really give yourself the fun space to explore again what really lights you up. And the last but definitely not least ingredient is actually one of my favorites, is your quirks. And this is what's your little extra spicy sauce. It's your extra pizzazz. It's kind of that funny thing about you that you think just like adds that little oomph that you bring to the table. And this is your space to just kind of think like, what's a quirk of yours, you know? And I think like, for example, with me, I love like bright colors. I'm always surrounded, as you know, in a lot of turquoise. This is just who I am. Another funny thing is I just love to sing and to dance. So I'm known to be kind of constantly like singing to myself or dancing on the street or singing out loud when I'm running. It's just these little quirks, but people know it about me and they love it because it's me and it's a trait of me. You know, it's a quirk of me that really makes me stand out. And also it's amazing because the more you really start to know what your quirks are, it really is a highlight of your uniqueness. And also it's something that gives other people permission to be confident to also express theirs. And that really is where connection builds in such a powerful way, is when two people I found can really kind of like openly share their quirks. This is this fun way for you really to bond on another level. And I know I've gone through these quite quickly, but lucky for you, I have made a free leadership superpower recipe guide in the description box below that'll give you the prompts and help kind of give you that extra support in really mapping out your leadership superpowers. Because I know that when you know these and when you really see so clearly what value you bring to the table, you will exude that confidence that just really gets you those opportunities and gets you that influence and impact that I know you deeply desire. And if you're someone who's always looking to, live a better life, live a more fulfilling life, and, learn how to be a better communicator, be more confident, create really meaningful and satisfying relationships, and just be a more bold and impactful leader, then subscribe to my channel because my next set of videos are all about this topic of really stepping up in bolder and more impactful ways as a leader. And I think I dish out very unique ways that I have not just seen, through theoretical thought, but actually through experience, through my own journey and through working with hundreds of young leaders around the world. And as always, I hope you have a fierce day and feel empowered to take action because you, my friend, matter. Until next time.